This is from the pregame show on Amazon Prime, TFN Tonight. Albert Breer, national reporter, plugged in, goes all over the place. What he's hearing where the Browns are headed from here.
So, Albert, a lot of Cleveland's struggles can be attributed to the quarterback position. Deshaun Watson, let's talk about him for a second, has 2 more fully guaranteed years on his contract. What do you expect to see over the course of the offseason with this organization in that position?
Well, for now, Deshaun Watson's focus is on his rehab. He had his surgery in Charlotte. Since then, he's been rehabbing both in Florida and in Ohio. The hope is, as his rehab progresses, he'll be spending more and more time in Cleveland. And like you said, the guaranteed money does complicate this. $92 million fully guaranteed over the next 2 years, $172.77 million in cap charges that the team has to reckon with. And he's probably not going to be healthy in the spring, so the overwhelming likelihood is that he will be on the roster in 2025. But the Browns' approach to filling that quarterback room will, in all likelihood, be different. I'm told that rather than looking to build him up with what's around him the way they have the last couple of years, that's one reason why Joe Flacco isn't there anymore. They're going to look to put competition in the quarterback room, either through the draft or free agency. And Carissa, one more thing. I know there's been a lot of speculation about job security in Cleveland. My understanding is that barring something catastrophic happening here over the next 2 months, the Browns' plan is to bring both Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry back in 2025.
A lot there, G. Bush. Relative to Deshaun Watson, I get it. You can't take the mammoth cap hit, but you can say, okay, it's an open competition and treat it as such, which it certainly wasn't. The other thing is if Stefanski and Berry are both back, it tells me that the Deshaun Watson decision was truly collaborative, and all of them are taking it. Nobody is taking the fall for that decision, and it might have been the owner's decision.
Yeah, it might have been just we can't say it. I think I forget who told me this. Usually, generally speaking, when you talk about a quarterback decision, the owner's gonna make the last final decision on that. The amount of money that they make, it's the face of the franchise. It's the most important position. I think we would be foolhardy to believe that the owner does not have the final way in saying and say so on who the quarterback is. So I agree. I think that goes to show you that probably everybody in the organization was down for the cause at that point, and it's just not working out at this point. I do think that there is a lot to be said about competition. I think that's an understatement. I think you can't go into next season, and I think Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry have learned one thing. They've learned that even if Deshaun Watson was playing top of the notch football, right? Say for instance he was doing his thing, and it was no question that he was the starting quarterback. Well, you got to look at it. He was suspended for 11 games. I know that's not out of his control, but he did sit out a year. That was under his control. For the prior year before he got here at Houston, he was suspended those 11 games. Then he played 6 games last year, and then this year he played a handful of games as well. So that means he has not played a full season in how long? One thing that you can say, either through injuries or through whatever the case may be, I don't think even if he was playing great football, I don't think you can look at that and say we can count on Deshaun Watson to be ready to play football and he's going to make it through the entire season. He's now had an ACL injury. He's had an Achilles heel injury. He's had the shoulder surgery. He had an ACL back in Clemson. So think about the level of injuries that he's had so far. And even if that was, even if it was playing good football, I don't think you can just count on him going into next season as a quarterback. And complicating things is the fact that Jameis Winston, by the way, has thrown the ball for 300 yards against the Ravens, 400 yards almost last week against the Saints, gets a big-time win against the Steelers. It's an understatement of the year to say that Deshaun Watson is going to be in a competition. He's at the bottom looking up at the guys at the top. He's going to have to overperform if he wants to come back and play football, period.
Yeah, I would agree. And you touched on it. An Achilles injury, a shoulder injury, an ACL injury. He's not going to be the same athletic guy that he was. Father, as LeBron James has said, Father Time is undefeated, And when you get injured, it takes longer the older you get to come back.